small league into a riot.
Show me where it says that protests are supposed to be peaceful.
Everyone beware, because they're not going to stop and they should not.
My heart is with the hardworking patriots of all backgrounds who build up our communities, not the violent criminals and extremists and agitators and anarchists who burn them down.
We cherish our law enforcement. We wouldn't be here without our law enforcement.
We will rapidly return to record prosperity. At no time before have voters faced a clearer choice. It's the American dream versus the American nightmare. This is the most important election we've ever had.
His entire campaign works for all Americans.
I'm trying to conserve our values, our Constitution.
It's about freedom. It's about liberty.
There we go. Welcome to the Bill Mason Show, Landslide 2020.
Absolutely. The fact that they just keep releasing these stupid polls that, Biden's ahead by 14 points in this state, in this swing state, and in Arizona. And I mean, come on, man. He can't even set up folding chairs and fill the seats. This is crazy.
Come on, man. That doesn't going to happen. No way.
No.
I'm saying that every day now. Come on, man.
I can't stop doing it.
I know.
I can't stop doing it. I did it at the grocery store the other day. I had some UPC that wouldn't scan. I was in the self-checkout and I said it real loud. I'm like, come on, man. Everybody laughed. Everybody gets a kick out of it. It's funny.
It does. So it's great. So that's one thing he's probably going to leave the legacy is come on, man, maybe.
Come on, man. He's got it. It's
hopefully that's it, though.
Yeah, that's all it is. Believe me, Biden won't have it. He won't even remember he ran for president after November. He won't even know.
But that's what he's saying. He's saying today he's running for the Senate.
Yeah, he's back years ago.
Yeah,
his glory days.
Anyway, we're going to show that video, by the way. So it's unbelievable. But first, we have Keith Olbermann. Can you believe that guy?
What a lefty wacko, man. I mean, these guys are so it's almost like the realism of Trump's reelection is kicking in, and these guys are so mad that there's violence like boiling inside them. It's so weird how it's coming out of them now.
Well, he wants us all locked up. Yeah, he wants us all locked up.
Oh yeah, he wants to round us up and put us in gulags. I mean, these people are nuts.
Concentration camps, you name it. So
yeah, they make us out to be crazy, but it's going to pretty much turn out that they're the crazy ones.
Yes. Well, it's always the opposite.
Yeah, unbelievable.
They're the racists. They're the crazy ones. They're the violent ones.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at this video and see what he says. Okay.
Yeah.
Trump can be and must be expunged. The hate he has triggered, the Pandora's box he has opened, they will not be so easily destroyed. So, let us brace ourselves. The task is twofold. The terrorist Trump must be defeated, must be destroyed, must be devoured at the ballot box. And then he and his enablers and his supporters and his collaborators and the Mike Lees and the William Barrs and the Sean Hannitys and the Mike Pences and the Rudy Giulianis and the Kyle Rittenhouses and the Amy Coney Barretts must be prosecuted and convicted and removed from our society while we try to rebuild it. And to rebuild the world Trump has nearly destroyed by turning it over to a virus. Remember it, even as we dream of a return to reality and safety and the country for which our forefathers died, that the fight is not just to win an election, but to win it by enough to chase, at least for a moment, Trump and the maggots off the stage, and then try to clean up what they left. remember it, even though to remember it means remembering that the fight does not end November 3rd, but in many ways will only begin that day.
Unbelievable.
I tell you what, I wouldn't want him in charge of anything. I mean, the guy is so unhinged. I'm scared to have him like around kids. I mean, there's something deeply wrong with him.
There is something definitely deeply wrong with him. I mean, he wants us to get rounded up, shot probably.
Yeah.
You know?
This violent rage, I'm telling you, this is the realization that Trump's going to get reelected. They're preparing themselves to scream at the sky again like they did in 2016.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait till they scream at the sky.
I'm just going to open the window and listen for it.
You will. You probably hear a bunch of loud screaming at that night. Yeah, that'd be great.
I'm so close to Philadelphia, it'll be mixed with gunshots. So
right. I wonder if Biden's going to have a temper tantrum like Hillary Clinton did last time.
I think I was talking about this the other day. His dementia is getting so bad that I think he's trying to play the role that if he doesn't get reelected and it turns out that he has to like testify for Benghazi or something of that nature, he's just going to blank out and be like, yeah, I'll take the fish platter with the fries, and just act like he doesn't even know where he's at. You know, I can't imagine that he has a plan for losing other than just complete I don't recall, because he's guilty. I mean, all the stuff that's coming out, he's implicated in all of it.
Obama, Biden, Clinton, you name it.
It wasn't like it wasn't like these rogue little offshoots of the government. It went all the way to the top, just like Trump said. And everybody said he was crazy for accusing, you can't accuse the former administration of spying and collusion and money laundering and fake hoaxes and all that. Well, guess what? It's all true.
Right. Well, you can't spy on an incoming president or a candidate for it, and just because, and get away with it.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. And we went through impeachments and we went through, and oh my God, they're talking about 25th Amendment. And you know what? With Pelosi, I know we have a video of that too. I'm hearing that they're actually preparing that in case Biden wins, that they want to immediately be able to pull him.
Right. Well, it's for either one of them.
Yeah.
So
they want to immediately be able to pull Biden.
Yeah. So, but here's a question though: when they remove Biden, if he becomes president, oh my God. I mean, who do you think they're going to pick for vice president? What do you think Kamala Harris is going to pick?
I can only imagine a
Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, a Harris Clinton. And then it would just be like, I don't even know, like the harlot of Babylon riding the dragon.
That's about it. I mean, that's revelations right there. I mean,
it's right there. It's just wrap it up.
Yeah. So that's what's going to happen. So
apparently.
We have Jane Fonda. You heard about her before? You ever heard of Jane Fonda, Bill?
I heard something about her, something that she always likes to side with the enemy. That's what people say.
Yeah. So let's take a look at her saying that COVID is great for the left.
Oh, God.
You know, I just think COVID is God's gift to the left.
There we go.
Yeah, it's a gift.
Yes, a gift.
It's a gift to the
keeps
left.
On giving.
It does keep on giving because, now that the numbers are really starting to flow in on how they handled it, these blue states, especially New York and New Jersey, and I'm just going to focus on them for 1 second, man. If there was a way to do it wrong, they did it in every aspect of handling the COVID response. It had nothing to do with Trump. I mean, Cuomo didn't even clean the subways for months. I mean, they were still telling people to go out and into parades in Chinatown back, and we're not forgetting that because we made shows of it.
Yeah, we have video of it.
But somehow the media has found a way to spin guys like Cuomo and make him like bulletproof. And he's got the worst numbers in the whole country. He's terrible. Yeah. And you just follow the blue states down the line and you go, record deaths.
They say Cuomo might be attorney general.
Oh my God, I can't imagine that.
Can you imagine that?
I can't. It's like the island of misfit toys running the government. It's ridiculous.
Oh, that would be so horrible. So Jane Fonda, you know, they're killing Democrats too, so just FYI, not just Republicans.
Well,
I know what she's saying. She's saying Trump got COVID. That's a great thing.
That's what I think that was taken from. That, you know, they were basically saying that, oh, now Trump's going to get what he deserved. And then when he was out of the hospital in 4 days, they were like, damn.
Right. they were so disappointed that he didn't die.
They were. I never saw a president, and I was talking about this with somebody else. Can you imagine the amount of hate that's out there in the world when 50 million people are wishing you dead?
Right.
Like, most people will never know that in our life. Like, I don't know, 50 million people will never know me, especially enough to hate me. Okay. And for 50 million people to wish me dead on Twitter, that's pretty powerful, man. That's a lot of hate in the world.
I don't know. People might, in the future, they might know you, Bill. I mean, you think about it.
50 million.
There was the Mike Pence show at one time.
Yeah, I heard about that. Actually, I did not know that. And I can't imagine him being a show host.
Yeah.
Honestly. He's just so mild-mannered.
Oh no, he's real active. I mean, I just replayed a video of his show earlier, which we'll have it on the next show, by the way.
Okay.
He is really good, actually.
Really?
You know, he's like mild-mannered now but he was adamant. He was vocal. I mean, he was a good host.
They said he's super smart. He's very scholarly, and you can tell that, you know, whenever he speaks, he chooses all his words pretty wisely.
Right.
But yeah, I just thought he was just the yin to Trump's yang, you know, that
Right.
he was the cool and collected guy, while Trump was the boisterous, rambunctious guy.
Yeah.
You know,
So before he was governor of Indiana, he was a talk show host. So who knows, Bill, in the future, 50 million people might know you too as well.
well, if they do, I just hope they don't all wish me dead when I go in the hospital. Because I mean, man.
Well, if you want to make America great again, you will.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, think of what Trump has endured, like, just for a second, man, and still managed to pull off the amazing things that he did before COVID. And I mean, I've never seen more people want a person to lose, and he just wins. It's amazing.
It is amazing. I like it. So we have a video here of Biden today. He's running for Senate now, not president. Let's take a look.
Oh, the glory days when he was a senator.
Right.
You know, we have to come together. That's why I'm running. I'm running as a proud Democrat for the Senate.
Come on, man.
Oh boy, I mean, think about it. I mean, yeah, we have a guy. Of course, he ran for Senate for 40 some years.
Yeah, 47,
so
man.
He probably can't get it out of his mind. But he's running. I can understand one time, maybe do it, maybe twice, but these things happen all the time with Joe Biden.
Yeah, it's almost like they have people that handle him. They try to prepare him. You know, I mean, we all know about the teleprompters that he uses and all that stuff. And the reason why Trump canceled the debate is because he knows that he's going to have earpieces in, stuff written on his hand, teleprompters to the left and to the right.
Plus, he was an intern for Biden, so
there's all kind of stuff that would help him.
Yeah.
And then also what Trump said about the debate, why he wasn't doing it. He was like, no, they're going to click my mic off. Because I'm not doing that.
Right. Yeah, he'll sit there talking, and then everybody make fun of him.
Click.
Yeah, right. So why do that?
That's what he said. He's not doing it. He'd rather rally and campaign.
Right.
So would Biden, though. Apparently, Biden is really going to turn up the rallies.
He has, actually. We have 3 rallies here, videos of his rallies. So we're going to show the American people how many people show up at his rallies.
Maybe we'll see why he's quote unquote 14 points ahead.
Yeah. Well, some people have him even 20 points ahead.
Yeah, I remember Hillary
36 points ahead.
Yeah. So we know how that ended.
Let's take a look.
Hacked.
It's a lot of people there.
Man, standing room only.
Yeah, I just heard a pin drop.
Yeah, seriously. That is just, I don't know. That's like embarrassing almost. I mean, I can remember back in high school that, you know, if somebody ran for student body president and you couldn't get the lunchroom full, man, it was embarrassing.
Right, exactly. So we have another rally, by the way. You see all these people? Take a look. This is a Biden
Probably
rally.
packed them in here. That was probably just a fluke, the first one.
Yeah, it was a fluke. Here, take a look at this.
for that introduction.
There it is. There's a
4
Biden
more
rally.
years.
You got more
4
people
more
protesting Biden than there is at the Biden rally.
And the funny part there, so there's a backstory to that rally too that I just found out a few minutes ago. A car dealer actually sponsored that event. If you notice, there was all new Jeeps and Chryslers, Dodges, and all this stuff. All those cars were provided by the car dealer, and they were people that worked for the car dealer that were there.
Oh no!
So
wow,
good.
I didn't even know that.
So
That's crazy.
I just read it. Twitter stuff, but I mean, people that say like, yeah, slow the video down. You'll see their stickers on the windows in the cars, and it was provided by some local car dealer that's pro-Democrat or whatever. So they basically brought all the cars in the stage and had their employees sit in the cars.
Oh my
man,
gosh. That's crazy.
Just like the DNC, convention that was all fake and Zoom meeting and doubled and tripled people. I mean, they can't really like muster support. It's weird.
Yeah, they had the Zoom meeting. They had the one in one corner, but the same lady on the other corner.
Yeah, it was like sleight of hand trick, like don't look over here, don't look over.
Of course, we had a show about that, guys. So just go back and take a look at the show. And
we called them out.
Yes. So let's take a look at the third rally. I know it's kind of gotten boring, but let's take a look at the third rally. Then we're going to look at a Trump rally and see what the difference is. Later on in the show, by the way, just so you be aware of it, we're going to have the CIA whistleblower saying that we didn't kill bin Laden.
Yeah,
and then,
it was a show.
Yeah, and then we're going to play some little music here. We're going to sing along, and so if you don't like our singing, then oh well. So anyway, take a look at this Joe Biden rally one more time.
All right.
There's really not much to see. I'll step out of the way, but it's kind of boring out here. So it's not your typical presidential campaign event. We don't see people rallying outside. We don't see signs or really much of what's going on. And I'm told by one of the Biden staffers, local staffers, is that they kind of kept the details about the visit as far as the timing and the exact locations. And pretty much all the people that we saw enter into the parking lot about 45 minutes ago were with the Biden-Harris campaign and the poll reporters. So you would expect to see, I mean, this is a pretty big event for the two of them to be campaigning together for the first time since the Democratic National Convention here in Arizona. We've established...
No one there.
No one. I mean, no one. Trump is right. Trump is right when in the debate when he was like, "No one cares, Joe. No one cares. No one cares where you go."
No. No one wants.
He's got to start. I mean, we have a thing around here. It's a Groupon. Sometimes you throw in a dinner, maybe a room. When you want people to show up to your event, you combine it. You have a combo package, maybe $190 or something. Dinner and a movie and a Biden rally, and maybe people would show.
Maybe we should do a Groupon.
Yeah, he's got to get in something, man.
Yeah. All right, let's take a look at this Trump rally. A lot more people here than the Biden one. Take a look. All right, so a lot more people at the Trump rally than the Biden rally. And that was a small one right there, a Trump rally, looks like.
That was, I mean, the ones that he's been doing lately, he's said it himself. They're 24 hours notice. They show up at an airport. It's usually, an airport that's somewhere. It's got to be at least mid-size so they can get Air Force One in there. But, it's not like they plan these things like weeks ahead of time, but people just show up in droves, man. And they usually have to limit the amount of people that are allowed inside the little whatever. And there's usually people in their cars, like listening on the radio or, you know.
Tons of people outside that can't get in.
Yeah, always.
So, there's a big difference. So we'll see what happens. And let's take a look at the countdown here. We got 20 days, 11 hours, 3 minutes, and 21 seconds.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I don't think they're not going to let us know the winner election night. They've already prepped us for that. They're already preparing for all the mail-in votes are still streaming in. Just Wisconsin today took a vote. They're going to let ballots postmarked 5 days after the election count. And all the states are trying every single thing that they can. We might not know for a week or two, maybe even longer, who actually won.
Right. Yeah, well, it has to be certified by December 15th, I believe. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's what they say. Now, that's they have to come to their conclusion. So the Electoral College and the mail-in votes have to be counted by then. But then, like we talked about in another show, well, Biden can declare victory, on December 1st. And then Trump could be like, no, I won. And then we have this mess on our hands where Nancy Pelosi's in charge. I mean, oh, my God.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. So, well, let's pray not anyway.
No.
So we have a mega rally here. They're singing MAGA. So let's take a look, okay?
The Beverly Hills click?
Yeah, you can sing along too as well. Take a look.
Make America great. We are all in this together. Everybody together now. Everybody sing MAGA. MAGA. Black, white, and brown from every city and town. We don't let haters keep us down. MAGA. The American crowd, patriotic and proud, shouting out loud. MAGA.
Go, Bill. There we go. What do you think?
Look at that. I think it could catch on. And, I'm sure it'll be something that in his next he's going to go on a barrage of rallies from what I hear because of the cancellation of the debate. He's going to just concentrate on all the battleground states. He's going to bounce around the Carolinas. He'll be in Pennsylvania probably 3 more times before the election. I mean, he's going all out to these states. So maybe it'll catch on and go everywhere.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he was singing it actually the other night in Florida, by the way. He was dancing to
he
it.
knows.
Yeah,
so he knows about it.
Yeah, take a look at that. He was dancing. He was moving. He was juking. So take a look. He was singing that. So so next up, we have Nancy and the 25th Amendment. What do you think about all that?
I mean, it already exists. So the 25th Amendment, for people who don't know, it already exists and it's put in place for, let's just say, like a president comes down with, something terrible. Like I think back when polio was an issue and, stuff like that, they really worried about if something would strike the president down mid-term or whatever, and somebody would have to take over and they could all say without the president's consent that he could not fulfill the position. What Pelosi's trying to do is basically bring Congress into it, where you as it's written now, from what I understand, you need the cabinet members to agree that the president is unable to serve. What Pelosi wants to do is have a committee of Congress people that are allowed to do it. I mean, she just tries to expand the power of Congress. It's been abused so badly, and it's like every time they try to justify it, it's not for anyone else's benefit other than the power of the Democrats. And honestly, what they don't realize is that if they do give that power, it doesn't go away when the Republicans get the House. So that's how stupid they are. It's like the reason the Republicans don't do dumb crap like that is because they know someday the Democrats will have the gun.
Right.
You know what I mean? So why would you want to put bullets in the gun when you know someday you're going to have to hand it to somebody else?
Right. It's going to happen. It's going to happen to them later on. So
right. And that's why Republicans generally stray away from this kind of nonsense legislation. But the Democrats have this weird fantasy like they're always going to be the ones in power. Right. And we can honestly see that they're not. And they're really bad at choosing candidates. I mean, let's be honest about that. I mean, Clinton and Biden, terrible. But the 25th Amendment, could it be a thing that they need? They need to get Trump out. They need to get Biden out. They just want another lever to pull. Honestly, that's how I look at it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's for both of them. If Trump wins, try to use it for him. If Biden wins, they'll use it for him because he has dementia. So
yeah, we know he won't last long.
Right. So Kamala Harris will become president, and she'll choose Hillary Clinton or whoever is vice president.
Oh, gave me chills.
Yes.
Ugh.
I knew it would. So take a look at the video here with Nancy about the 25th Amendment.
All right.
This is not about President Trump. He will face the judgment of the voters. But he shows the need for us to create a process for future presidents. Throughout America's history, our leaders have created and strengthened guardrails in the Constitution to ensure stability and continuity of government in times of crisis. The 25th Amendment creates a path for preserving stability if a president suffers a crippling physical or mental problem and is, quote, in the amendment, unable to discharge the powers and duties of his office and transfers his powers. Specifically, Section 4 of the amendment empowers Congress to set up an independent body to confront such a crisis. Congress has a constitutional duty to lay out the process by which a president's incapacity and the president of any party is determined. This bill honors the duty by creating a standing commission of top former executive officials and medical experts selected in a bipartisan, bicameral way. A president's fitness for office must be determined by science and facts.
Science and facts.
Yeah, and honestly, like, that's been in place. I don't understand why they need, to a referendum or whatever they're trying to do to it, or trying to bring it to light like it's something that they're doing now. I mean, it's very strange, but you know what? It starts to make sense when you look how desperate the Democrat Party's become.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, just think about it. Having Congress remove a president every time they don't like him. I mean, think about it.
Right.
It'll be like a revolving door.
Yeah, and it'd be like the banana republic that they want.
Exactly.
They really want to have these dictator type things that you could just be like, oh, he's terrible, and so is everybody around him, and this crazy revolving door and scandals left and right that aren't real. I mean, we've seen them try all of this stuff. The impeachment process over a phone call, the Mueller investigation over nothing. How about the millions of dollars they spent on that? And now it's coming back that Mueller knew 13 days into the investigation that there was nothing. And yet he drug it out for years.
Right. He should have been investigating Hillary and Obama and Biden.
Absolutely. I mean, This is where you grab your head and you go, wait a minute. Is this really happening? Like, did this happen while I was sleeping? Did I dream this? And you're like, no, this is reality politics. And this is why when Trump goes around and talks about crooked people and swamp creatures and stuff like that, and everybody laughs at him on the left because they either know a swamp creature, they owe a swamp creature, or they want to be a swamp creature. That's why. Right. That's why the left laughs at him, because that was pretty much the way that, DC ran. You worked your way into a position, and then you got into a position, you embezzled some money, you did some favors to move up and move on. And all these people have so much to worry about. That's why they put a puppet like Biden in this position, because he's easy to get in and then take right back out.
Right. Exactly. Well, speaking of Pelosi again, I mean, Wolf Blitzer and Nancy Pelosi had it out on CNN today. And they're
Absolutely.
both, of course, Pelosi's a Democrat, and Wolf Blitzer is a big Democrat too, as well.
Yeah, but I think Wolf seems to be a little fed up with them dragging their feet over these stimulus bills, man.
Yeah, just take a look, see what they say.
Tax credit in their proposal either. But let's not go into that. You evidently do not respect the chairman of the committees who wrote these bills.
I respect
and
all of you.
I wish you would respect the knowledge that goes into getting meeting the needs of the American people. But again, you've been on a jag defending the administration all this time with no knowledge of the difference between our two bills. And I thank you for giving me the opportunity to say that to you in person.
Right. Madam Speaker, these are incredibly difficult times right now, and we'll leave it on that note. Thank you so much for joining us.
We'll leave it on the note that you are not right on this, Wolf, and I hate to say that to you. But I feel confident about it, and I feel confident about my colleagues, and I feel confidence in my chairs.
And it's not about me. It's about millions of Americans who can't put food on the table, who can't pay the rent,
And
who are
we
having
represent
trouble,
them.
who
And we
are
represent
trouble
them.
getting
And
by
we
on
represent
these
them.
long food
And we
lines that we're
represent
seeing.
them.
I know
we
you
know
are.
them.
I'm just
we
saying.
We represent them, and we know them.
As we
We
say,
know them. We represent them.
don't let the
Yes.
perfect be the enemy of the good, as they say
It is
here in
nowhere
Washington.
near perfect.
Madam Speaker.
Always the case, but we're not even close to the good.
All right, let's see what happens, because every day is critically, critically important. Thanks so much for
Thank you for
joining
your
us.
sensitivity to our constituents' needs.
I am sensitive to them because I see them on the street begging for food, begging for money. Madam Speaker, thank you
Have
so
you
much.
fed them? We feed them. We feed them.
We'll continue this conversation down the road for sure. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
How in the world did she feed them?
I don't think Pelosi even leaves that compound that she lives in without being in an SUV in a motorcade that goes straight to the airport, where she flies privately to DC. There's no way she even knows about San Francisco.
No, I don't think she knows where it is.
No, I mean, what a joke, honestly. And like Wolf Blitzer, I mean, hey, maybe he really has had it. You know, some people that I know that are kind of fed up with the Democratic Party are still on the fence about whether they can vote for Trump or not. From the people I talk to, and I say, hey man, you know what happens when you do the same thing you did last time? And they're like, yeah, you're right. So maybe some of these people like Wolf, maybe will pull the trigger, man, and vote Trump. I'll be happy to have him. Like, bring it on, man.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, they're definitely dragging her feet. She's blocking everything. The Senate's ready to vote for it.
They're holding essentially the American people hostage, like the same people that they say were affected by COVID. Like, for example, the hospitality industry, the people that clean hotel rooms and that's all they bring up all the time. The people in the restaurant industry and all this stuff that's being shut down for long, long periods of time. They're the ones that need this money. They could use $1,200. I'm sure, all of us really could. But I mean, especially them, and they're the ones that aren't going to get this, because every time the bill comes forward, I mean, I read these bills like religiously. I read every word. They're loaded with pork. They're loaded with stipulations. I mean, the last one I read was almost $1 trillion to go to between New York State, California, Illinois. They were going to divvy that up for no apparent reason. And then there was stipulations on whether you could ID a voter. Okay, like, why would that be in a stimulus package? Like, that makes zero sense. And that's why the Republicans were like, take that out and we'll vote, And the Republicans are like, seriously, get rid of that crap. Let's do this. And the Democrats are like, no, it's our bill. So here we are.
Right. Yeah, it won't never pass. So anyway, so we'll see what happens. They'll definitely pass something after the election because they're trying to make Trump look bad.
Exactly.
So, but next up, we have CIA whistleblowers saying that we never did kill bin Laden, and he's held up in Iran somewhere. That's the reason why we paid him a bunch of money.
That's why it was hush money, that plane full of cash.
So let's take a look at this video.
All right.
You'd think he'd know not to lie about something so obvious. He said it was a Muslim burial at sea. Nonsense. And so this big lie that you see, Biden, Hillary, and Clinton worked this agreement with Iran. They trusted Iran to move bin Laden to Pakistan. He did. He was there. But then they trusted Iran to keep him there. They moved him out back to Iran. And then the communication from Iran to Obama was, hey, we got your neck in a noose. Give us all this money, $152 billion, $2 billion on an airplane pallet was paid out for the secrets I wish to reveal now and to the president under the terms of misprision and treason. That is to say, this is a secret. These are secrets worth $152 billion paid by President Obama, and Vice President Biden paid with the blood of SEAL Team 6 when he had them killed.
So it's blackmail and extortion then.
Blackmail and extortion.
Yeah,
Iran commandeered.
You have the documents to prove
yes.
this.
Yes.
Now,
Iran. Yes, sir.
Well, I was going to ask you, if you have those documents, are you willing to personally deliver those to President Trump if he were to provide the transportation and the guarantee of safety for you to do that?
Well, I'm not concerned about safety. There's always an invisible hand that protects us, and we're on the winning team. America's on the winning team.
Not one sparrow falls to the ground outside of God's will.
Yes. It would be my pleasure and my honor to bring this material to President Trump. There's a massive amount, terabytes, documents, video, audio. But it needs to go to the president.
I will do everything that I can to get this video.
All right, there you have it. So, suppose there was some breaking news about 3 hours ago that President Trump does have all those documents.
Yeah, and there have been many documents released, and there's stuff that's been FOIA requested, which is Freedom of Information Act, which they can only drag their feet for so long on that stuff, and then it's going to all be public. I mean, right before the election. This is perfect.
Yeah. So just so people don't understand what happened there is that again, we went in Pakistan, supposedly killed bin Laden, and then as we were floating him to the United States in a aircraft carrier, we decided to bury him at sea. No pictures were taken, supposedly. And then later on, that SEAL Team 6 that went and got him in Pakistan were killed in Afghanistan.
Yep.
So
in the helicopter accident, that they normally wouldn't all be on one helicopter. It's standard operating procedure to do 3, 3, and 3 or whatever. So it was very odd, and even those guys knew it at the time. Like, why are we putting 30 people on what's going on? This is not how we do this.
Right.
And it's very fishy, even that.
Yep. Supposedly the RPG that shot them down in the helicopter was a lucky shot, they say.
Yeah.
So I don't see how that's lucky, but supposedly that never happens.
No, it seems set up, and when they say if it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck. Right. So when this stuff all comes out, it's gonna look real bad for the whole administration from Obama down. It's gonna be bad.
Yeah, very bad. So that's what's going on. We're going to still investigate that and bring it on to our other shows, see what's happening, who's going down for it, et cetera, et cetera. So that's the show tonight. Do you have any last words, Bill?
No, but yes, I always say no, but yes, I'm really hoping that a lot of this stuff comes out, and I just want to direct a little traffic to Project Veritas, who broke his story tonight, and it'll probably be on one of our later shows, but Project Veritas had found a bunch of leftist activists in Colorado that said before they shot that guy that they're going to go out and wait. They're going to push these patriots, and they're going to shoot them because they're going to create the violence. And in the end, it puts pressure on the gun lobby and all this stuff. So they're creating these things. These are created events. So check out Project Veritas. Go see them on Twitter or YouTube.
Yep. And go check that out. I appreciate all the new subscribers. I appreciate that. Keep on watching us. And you have a wonderful night.
Good night, everyone.